The following podcast will contain graphic, disgusting, crass, foul, mature, and immature content.
This is Kolvik Darkseed. I'm a half-orc cleric. I'm really into CrossFit and spreading my Darkseed. Shakes.
I am Melvin Hardney. I am a high elf wizard. Unfortunately, sometimes I turn people inside out.
I am Roscoe Toscobble. I drink to forget, and I fuck to remember.
Previously on the Very Good Adventuring Team.
It is the next morning. You've got Bloop. He's got his beautiful vest with blue ribbon, number 1 Bloop written on it. In the center of it is a gigantic cube that is about 100 feet on a side.
I'm not going to think too much about this. Let's just cast that fireball at the cube.
Kolvik, you are the first to hear a skittering noise behind you. And you see the biggest motherfucking crabs you have ever seen crawling up out of the water.
You guys, I've got crabs.
I guess it would be nice if I could guard your body.
And as that smoking, burning shell releases a delicate yet flavorful scent, the crab also releases Roscoe, and you guys have exited combat. Melvin, you're the first to hear it coming up from behind you as you guys are staring up at this cube. But it's pretty close behind you that you hear the footsteps of the approaching people. You turn around to see the super amazing adventure friends standing behind you at the edge of the bridge. Very good, stupid adventure friends.
Well, next time I'll just shiv you in the spine.
Can you get out of combat through conversation?
I don't really want to do that at this point.
That is going to be 4 slashing damage. Actually, wait, sorry. That is not going to be 4 slashing damage. He is going to re-roll that damage because of a special fighter ability that he's got. That's actually going to be 3 damage instead. You fucking lucked out on that.
I guess so.
That is actually, I just learned that. I've never played a fighter in 5th edition. They have an ability called Great Weapon Fighting. A glaive is a great weapon. If you're not familiar with what a glaive is, by the way, it's basically a sword on a stick. 2-handed weapon. And he has a feat, or a fighting style rather, called Great Weapon Fighting. If you roll a 1 or 2 on your damage dice, you may re-roll. You do have to take the second dice, but it's pretty wild.
Kind of reminds me of like a Final Fantasy VII weapon.
Yes, very much so. Huge, huge sword. He is then going to take his extra attack at you with the glaive. That is a 16. That looks like a miss on your AC.
It is.
And he is finally going to action surge, which gets an additional action on his turn. He will take another swipe with this glaive. That's going to be a critical hit.
Yes, it will.
The F is this problem.
He's just a dork.
What is it doing twice? That's going to be a total of 15 damage for you. That's a big hit.
That is.
So Lum is now directly in front of you, Kolvik, and it is your turn.
God, we should have cut his Achilles tendon.
Yeah, I'm not particularly impressed with Lum at this point.
Nope.
He, at the very least, is
To
going to die.
disengage, that takes an action, correct?
Disengaging would take an action,
Okay.
yes.
And can you remind me, if you want to push someone, is that an action if you run into someone?
Yes, pushing somebody is going to be an action. Let me look
Okay.
up the specific rules about that for you real quick.
Okay. Lum totally screwed my plans.
Shoving a creature. Using the attack action, you can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, either to knock it prone or to push it away from you. If you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this attack replaces one of them. You don't have 2 attacks yet, do you?
I do not.
The target must be no more than 1 size larger than you and must be within your reach. Instead of making an attack roll, you make a strength athletics check contested against the target's strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics check the target chooses the ability to use. If you win the contest, you either knock the target prone or push it 5 feet away from you. Rules, lawyer.
Okay, I'm going to use hold person on Lum in front of me.
All right.
And then there was another human in here, correct? Another humanoid?
They're all humanoid.
Okay, they are all humanoid. Okay. Because with this, a humanoid, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of a 3rd level or higher, you can target an additional humanoid for each slot level above 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and use this as a 3rd level slot and target, let's do, I'm trying to think of the next person to be a hard hitter like Reg and Cac. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and do that and target Reg and Cac as well.
All right. So you are targeting Lum and Regincac.
Go ahead and...
All right. So they must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration, which is 1 minute. This is, by the way, a concentration spell, so keep that in mind.
Yep.
Let's do Regincac first. What's your spell save?
14.
14. Regincac succeeds. Lum fails. Lum is held.
Good.
So as long as you are able to maintain concentration, you will be held. Keep in mind, by the way, if you take damage, there's some rolls you have to do about concentration.
Yep.
I don't think we've done that well in the past, but...
Well, I'm just going to stare at Lum right in his stupid face while he's paralyzed.
His stupid held face.
Yeah.
Right on. Helga is going to also dance backwards about 20 feet. So Helga and Chrysis are both about 20 feet backwards on the bridge right now. So about 50 total feet from you guys.
They're on the bridge.
They are on the bridge. Helga is going to make a longbow attack at Roscoe. Roscoe's a 14 going to hit your AC?
Yes, it does.
All right, so she is going to do her longbow damage, which is 8 piercing damage. And then also, there's a thingy called the Colossus Slayer. So she is going to do a total of 16 piercing damage to you with those two things together. An 8 and an 8. And that is the end of her turn. Melvin, it is over to you.
That bridge made of wood?
The bridge is made of stone.
Bummer.
Who has the
Portable hole.
portable hole right now?
Melvin, I assume, always has it unless you guys tell me otherwise.
Okay. What do we put the portable hole underneath Lum right now and then close it up?
Yes.
You would not be able to get it under him, but you could put it next to him and shove him over.
We were trying to eliminate someone quick.
So Helga and what's his nuts are on the bridge right now?
Helga and Chrysis are on the bridge.
Craz-
Regincac has not had a chance to move yet, so he's right at the edge of the bridge. And you're about 30 feet from him, 50 total to the other two.
Okay. And I'm 30 feet away from them?
You are 30 feet from Regincac, who's at the edge of the bridge. It is 20 more feet, total of 50.
I thought you said... Okay. I think I'll just try to cast Fireball in a way that I can get Regincac and Lum caught up in the flames.
Okay, the two closer combatants, you can definitely do that. They're within a range of each other that's possible.
20-foot radius?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, they're all within about 20 feet of each other. A 20-foot radius of each other. So if you cast it in essentially the center of where they all are, you'd be able to hit all of them without hitting any of your own party members.
That's what I will attempt to do.
DC 15, dexterity save. Let's start with Chrysis.
How is that DC determined? Will that get better if I improve my intelligence?
Your intelligence will improve it, and your proficiency bonus will improve it.
Okay.
Dexterity save. Chrysis is dexterous as fuck. He makes his save. So he's going to take 15 damage instead of the 31. Reginkak, not as dexterous, fails the save, takes the full 31 damage, and he is bloodied. Lum, poor frozen Lum, just hasn't had a good week.
He's Lum. He's Lum.
He succeeds on his.
He's not
That
quite
still
dead.
means 15 damage for him. And Helga, last but certainly not least, Helga is going to make that dexterity save, but again, still takes 15. All right. Movement or anything else on your turn?
I'm just going to hang back, as I usually do in my cowardly way.
Get behind the other two, with Bloop behind you.
Come on, Bloop. Let's go cower together.
Roscoe, over to you.
All right, I'm going to sneak attack Lum
All right.
with my dagger, stabbing at his lower spine.
Dragon Tooth Dagger, 24 is a hit.
I need two more d6. So 8 damage plus 10, 18.
Total of 18. Lum is very much bloodied.
And then I have an action.
So you can take a bonus action, which you can use as your second attack. 'Cause I don't know if you can. I think you can use your sneak attack twice if you do 2-weapon fighting.
I don't think I want to. I think I want to make a chittering sound like the crabs were making earlier to call more crabs.
Really? All right. So I'm gonna have you make a performance roll at advantage.
I love
23 is
Velvet's
enough.
face right now. It's just, whoa! Whoa!
Let's get this shit crazy.
But no way.
Wait, but you have to actually make the chittering sound, though. That sounds just like the all clear sign.
No, that's more like a...
Oh, I get it now.
All right, so you are able to successfully mimic the cry of an Andan alpha crab. Oops, let's...
So great.
And really well, too.
Yeah.
But no crabs come to your aid, regrettably.
Oh.
Curse you, gods.
We're gonna call that your bonus action. A pretty frickin' stellar bonus action, but not successful today. Do you want to do any movement on your turn before it's over?
No, I'm good where I am.
All right. Reginkak, on his turn, you see him blur and split and all kinds of other crazy things. Think 1980s shape-shifting graphics. Reginkak becomes a black bear.
Bears. My only weakness.
If only there were some bees here. Reginkak is going to go for Kolvik on this attack. He swipes his gigantic bear paws at you, Kolvik. Is an 18 gonna hit?
Nope.
18 does not hit. He
Does
swipes
not
with
hit.
his other bear paw. 20 looks like it might hit.
20 will hit.
20 will hit.
Damn it.
It says bite in there, but it's actually, he's clawing at you. That'll be 6 piercing damage for you.
Okay.
Returning to the top of the order. So at this point, just a quick summary after the first round of combat. Lum is getting pretty beat up, not quite wrecked yet. Chrysis has taken some damage. Reginkak is, well, I guess really was bloodied and then turned into a fucking bear. Helga has also taken some damage. Lum is still frozen in front of Kolvik. Chrysis is about 10 feet.
It's got to be a record in sound.
That was a
loud one.
I'm sorry. Reginkak is at the edge of the bridge, now turned into a bear shape. Chrysis and Helga are both back a little ways on the bridge, about 20 feet. Chrysis has his crossbow up again and is aiming for Kolvik.
He can hit me through 2 guys surrounding me?
Yeah, I mean, he's like off to the side. He's a talented adventurer, too. He's got a clear enough shot at you, but he can't hit you, it seems, because 15 looks like a miss to me.
Does.
He's going to stay put where he is. Lum, on his turn, is going to make a, what is that, a wisdom saving throw again?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, -1.
Lum, stupid.
Dum dum dum.
Dum Dum Lum does not break free of your willful grasp on his hold-personed mind. Kolvik, it is back to you.
Alright, I'm going to use my channel divinity. Actually, never mind, because I can't heal past half of my own HP with that. I'm going to use Prayer of Healing on myself.
Okay.
And that is 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. So, for 19.
Damn. Nice heal. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to stay put and try to defend the action against Melvin.
Just so I'm clear, Prayer of Heal does not require concentration, right?
I don't believe... And,
I felt like that one was like a naked fart.
A shower fart.
it does not take it does not take
nothing at all.
concentration.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Do you fart in your own shower?
We've gone over this.
Don't you?
No,
No?
what? Because showers multiply farts by like 5.
It's the moisture content in the air.
Is
It's
that
always
what it
easier
is?
to smell things when you can.
Also,
when
it's contained.
Yeah.
you're in your own little.
And your clothes aren't there to grab anything. It's like a combination of things that make it extra powerful.
That is true.
Helga's turn. Helga is going to fire her longbow again. It is going to be fired at Kolvik. Kolvik, she is going to do, let's see here, 10. That looks like that's going to be a miss against your AC.
Man, we're just like...
This is the fartiest recording session we have ever had.
It's true.
Quite a group of farty McFartersons.
A lot of garlic with dinner, apparently.
I'd
This-
try, but I'd probably pee my pants. It's kind of like that. It's pushing on that bladder from...
If
the
you've
ink there,
got to
so.
pee, you can pee.
Well, no, I don't really have to if I try, maybe, but... That's what I'm saying. I wish I could contribute something, but...
We don't need anybody else farting. That's not a thing we're short on right
Don't make
now.
me feel better. Stop making me feel better. Okay,
Feels all left out. I wish I could fart.
My dad had another guy he worked with that earned the nickname Stinky one night because they were down in the basement rec room, all shooting pool and whatnot, and everybody was ripping ass just like tonight. Stinky pushed a little too hard. Stinky shit himself. He had to borrow a pair of my dad's boxers, bring his home in a plastic bag, and never lived it down, to my knowledge, for the rest of his career.
What can I say? I gambled and I lost.
It's a risk I was willing to take.
Still the best line
What is
ever
that?
from Malcolm in the Middle.
That show was awesome.
What is that? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd wear it with a badge of honor. Look what he was willing to do to win.
He was disqualified.
He wasn't even trying to win. He was trying to tie. He was trying to place.
If you're not trying to cheat, then you're not trying hard enough.
Well, Melvin, speaking of that, it's back to you.
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Coward.
Living coward. All right, you cast invisibility. You touch yourself. You are.
Oh, wait,
apparently-
hold on. It says when I cast a spell 3rd or higher, I can target one additional creature. So I'd like to cast it on myself and Kolvik, if he's close enough to me.
We'll do it on you and Roscoe. Do you want Roscoe to be the center?
Oh,
of
yeah.
attention?
You're probably pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do it on Roscoe and myself if I can.
You're going to leave Bloop hanging?
Yeah. Bye, Bloop.
He's expendable.
Bloop, bloop, motherfucker. Good luck with your life. All right, so you dash up to behind Roscoe and cast invisibility. There's no rolls or anything. You just succeed, so you are invisible for as long as you can concentrate.
Yes. Up to 1 hour.
The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Congratulations, you're invisible.
What do I do with this advantage?
Whatever you'd like.
Does that mean I have advantage?
That means you are hidden, so you can definitely sneak attack anyone you want. Melvin, by the way, do you want to move or anything before your turn is over?
Yeah, Helga and Krasis are on the bridge, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna approach them and get close.
Okay. I'm gonna have you then roll. I'm gonna have you roll sneak with advantage, because even though you're invisible, your feet are still making sound.
Is that a stealth roll?
Yeah, stealth. Sorry, not sneak.
That'd be a 17 for that one.
Oh, yeah, more than good enough. So they're not aware of you out on the bridge.
All right.
You're able to get basically. Let's just call it your. Where do you want to be in relation to them? You want to be in front of them, side of them, behind them, in the middle of them?
I want to be I don't want to be in their firing line, so kind of in front of them, but off to the side, so I don't get hit by any stray projectiles or anything like that. So, or get in the way of any of you guys.
Can do. Do you want to be, just for the sake of fun, so you walk out onto the bridge to get near them. Helga is on the right, Kryzis is on the left. Do you want to be on the right side or the left side?
I want to be on the right side towards Kryzis. And I want to be basically within 15 feet of both of them.
You could get up to 5 if you wanted. So you want to be at 15 feet?
We'll say 10 feet.
Okay. Roscoe, you are invisible. You are directly in front of Lum. Regenkak is 10 feet behind that, shaped as a bear. 20 feet behind each of those is Helga and Kryzis. You have no idea where Melvin went. Kolvik is immediately next to you.
All right, I'm giving Lum both daggers. And a surprise attack. Means I need more d6s again.
23, very definitely a hit. You, by the way, have advantage on any attack against him because he is paralyzed.
Okay. 8 plus 12 more for 20.
All right, so before you make your second roll, you have murdered Lum Earthgrip where he stood while paralyzed. He makes a gurgling noise as your dagger passes into his gut, and the force of you stabbing him tips him over like a falling tree, and he crushes to the ground dead.
Oh.
Lum Earthgrip has passed from this world. You do still have your bonus action, and your movement, for that matter. You are no longer invisible.
All right, so I'm moving at Krasis, and I'm going to give him the other dagger.
Okay.
And can I sneak attack him? Is Kolvik close enough?
Regenkak is the one that's closer. If you wanted to get up to Krasis, you would have to pass Regenkak, which would give him an attack of opportunity against you.
All right, let's attack Regenkak.
Even though he's invisible?
I am no longer invisible.
Because he took the
that's
attack
right.
action.
Okay.
All right, you're going to attack Regenkak.
And is he close enough for me to sneak attack? Is he close enough to Kolvik?
Let's say because you started the turn invisible, and that would give you advantage, you can still sneak attack him.
All right. 20.
20 is definitely a hit.
6 plus 15 more. So for 21.
21. So as your dagger buries itself in the gut of this giant bear, it does enough damage to force him back to his original rock gnome shape, and a little bit of damage even passes on through. So you... I suppose you guys would just know this. As a druid, you can do wild shape is the name of the feat, or the skill rather, and you are able to shapeshift into animals. You get that animal's hit points in addition to your own, like as temporary hit points. When you reduce them by that many hit points, they go back to their original form, taking any bleed over damage. So you did that and did some damage. He is still in the bloodied territory, but not wrecked.
All right, very good.
Regenkak, on his turn, he is immediately in front of you, Roscoe. He is going to poison spray you. Actually, no, you know what? He's going to fucking thunder wave.
Oh, no.
What a jerk.
Oh, no.
Oh, my.
Oh my. He's doing it at a higher level. So starting with you, Roscoe, let's have you make a DC 12 Constitution save.
2.
You are going to take the full 19 damage and are pushed. What is Thunderwave again? 10 or 20 feet?
20 feet.
It is 20 feet. Okay. So you're pushed 20 feet backwards.
I'm sorry, it's 10 feet.
Oh, a bunch of fucking professionals.
Yeah. You say
you're-
19 damage? Where is that? I see 15.
Yep, and above that is the 4. He has to cast it at a higher level.
Gotcha.
All right, so total of 19. You are pushed backwards. I like to imagine it all anime where you're sliding backwards while staying upright. And Kolvik, you are also in the wave of that thunder wave.
So 12. 14.
All right, so you succeed. You're only going to take 9 damage. And from behind you, you hear Bloop gurgle. He is able to hold his ground, but this damage tears him up. Bloop
No.
is torn to shreds by this thunder wave. The blue ribbon rips off of the vest, flutters down to the ground behind him as he falls face first to the ground dead. 9 damage was far more than he was able to sustain.
It's like I saved 100 gold, huh, boys?
A single tear falls from Regincac's eyes as he sees that the only people he really hurt was just the tag-along.
Innocent Bloop.
Feel bad?
He could have been a beloved secondary character.
I know.
You're gonna have to settle with just Ploob.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Chrysis, Oscar Lord, on the bridge, has reloaded his hand crossbow. He is aiming it at, actually because of the way that there was invisibility, he's aiming it at Kolvik. Kolvik, is an 18 going to hit you? I don't think it will.
Not.
Man, Chrysis, you haven't done shit this whole combat.
In other news, Roscoe.
Are you casting Thunderwave over there?
Kolvik, it is back to you.
I'm feeling really bad that we brought this guy down here and he just had to take one for the team. He didn't even try it for the team, so I'm gonna go back.
He was part of the team.
I know. No,
messed.
wait a second. I'm gonna go and run back and use Revivify on him.
You're going to bring him back to life?
I'm gonna bring him back to life. The creature that had died within the last minute. I can touch him and he returns back to life. We're gonna do that. I know we're in danger, but he's coming back.
It's good for
coming
morale.
back.
It really is.
His especially. So, I'm sorry, give me the name of the spell again.
Revivify.
Vivify?
Revivify. Revivify.
Revivify.
You're the one paying him, Kolvik.
Revivify.
Revivify.
Revivify. Revivify.
Technically, this takes diamonds worth 300 gold pieces, which the spell consumes, so it's going to cost you 400.
I didn't even
We haven't really been tracking components, so maybe that'll be for next time. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute. That creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This spell can't return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
Oh, did he lose any body parts?
No, he didn't lose any body
So
parts.
I'm gonna bring him back to life, grab his blue limit, put it back on him,
Nice.
and stand still.
All right. You bring Bloop back. His eyes flutter to life. Meanwhile,
Chaos all around.
that if you want to talk about a chaotic turn. Hey there, listeners. How's this week's episode running along for you? Is your heart sore from breaking and mending so quickly over Bloop? What a roller coaster. Lovely listeners, thank you so much for yet another awesome week. You're obviously telling all your friends and sharing us where you can. And let me tell you, we are mighty grateful. We're working really hard to put together this little show for you. And the more people hear it, become our patrons, leave us reviews, or just talk about us, the more and more happy we are to be here. Speaking of reviews, Dexter Tank left us a review this week, and I am super happy to read it to you. Here goes. I love actual play podcasts, and this one is a gem. The quality is top-notch and has been since the first episode. It's also incredibly funny and crude, but not to the point where the players are just waiting to get their joke in or one-up the other. The humor is organic and spontaneous with a funny group of people, and that is laid over a DM obviously trying to craft a rich world with a vibrant story. They are successful on all fronts, but crass. Oh, so crass. Love it, guys. Keep them coming. Dexter Tank, thank you so much for those kind words. I gotta say, I get a huge kick out of how many of our reviews talk about how crass we are. I wonder what direction that's gonna go after we release this, the fartiest episode yet. I'm also super happy that some folks recognize how hard I'm trying to build a campaign of meaning and joy. We truly are the polished turd of actual play podcasts. On a more serious note for just a moment, I've been reading a lot lately about gatekeeping. Gatekeeping, in this context, is people who are trying to exclude other people from things like playing Dungeons & Dragons. I want everyone listening to understand that this type of behavior is just dumb. I've read and listened to a ton of interviews with some of my favorite people in the world these days, including Mike Merles, Jeremy Crawford, Kate Irwin, Emmy Tangi, and the irreplaceable Chris Perkins, all of whom were essential forces in creating this edition of Dungeons & Dragons. Every single one of them has at least one awesome quote on record talking about how they geared this entire edition towards inclusivity and equality and representation. The short message here is, let everyone play. People with lady parts, people with man parts, people of color, people not of color, transgender and cisgender, people from every nationality, religion, race, creed, color, background, and everything else. I promise you, the game is better if we all play together. Anyway, I'll just slide my little soapbox back under my desk and let all of you lovely folks get back to the episode. Helga Eagle Chaser on the bridge is going to fire at... Melvin, you're still invisible, right? Oh, you've got all my D6. Can I get those back?
Yeah.
Melvin is still invisible, so it's you guys. Kolvik, you are going to take a shot while crouched down here. But you like crouch down,
Yeah,
right?
crouch down,
All right.
CPR, brought him back to life.
So we're going to call that disadvantage because she's shooting at the smaller target. Longbow. Yeah, that's definitely a miss. She fires past you. Melvin, it returns to you to decide what to do.
Well, I saw Bloop die, so I'm kind of worked up and I'm kind of pissed off about it. So
I saw Bloop die!
So I'm going to get up to Helga and Krasis, and I'm going to cast Thunderwave in close quarters with them.
Close quarters Thunderwave. Because you are doing this from an invisible state, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them at disadvantage for their saving throws because they are not in a position to brace themselves for this. So it's DC 15, Constitution save. I will start with Krasis, DC 15, Constitution, bloop. He still makes it. He is going to take the 2 damage from that, but is not pushed.
2 damage.
Oops.
I can't believe that's all it did.
Yeah, that's a weird spell. Sometimes it does a boatload, and sometimes it just doesn't. Helga, Constitution save at disadvantage.
Yes.
She fails. Helga is going to take the full 5 points of damage, but it doesn't really matter, because especially at the angle that you're at, she is blown into the water.
Yes, that was my goal.
And the crab shall feast.
Well, we'll find out in later turns. But yeah, she's in the water and she is being carried by the current towards the south end of this cavern at this point. Roscoe. Sorry, Melvin, did you want to do anything else on your turn?
So I'm basically just revealed myself in front of Krasis.
You did. You're about 10 feet from him.
So I'll use what little movement I have and move back behind my fellow team members.
All right, yeah, you can get back to where Roscoe and Reg and Kak are kind of dueling it out on the edge of the bridge and a little past that.
Actually, so Reg and Kak is... Yeah, I'll go there. Yep.
Okay.
You're going towards us,
Yes.
so we're all in a little tight group there.
You'd all be right next to each other, yep.
Nice.
Yeah, which does get you a little sneaky attacky. And Roscoe, it is in fact your turn. So just a quick rehash of what's remaining here. Krasis is still out on the bridge, about 20 feet from the edge of this island. Regenkak is right by now Roscoe and Melvin at the edge of the bridge. He has been returned to his rock gnome form. He is, by the way, bloodied. And Helga Eagle Chaser is about 15 feet from the edge of the bridge in the water. And Kolvik is like 15 feet behind the two of you on the ground, cradling Bloop, putting that blue ribbon back to his vest, vest, whatever.
Vest chest.
Stabbing my first dagger right towards this stupid gnome eye.
Nice. 25 is definitely a hit.
And then I need 2 more d6 again. 5 and 7. 12 more. So 21 total.
21 damage. You stab into the eye of Regenkak. It pierces through the back of the fuck do you call that? Ocular receptacle? Could sound all fancy and fuck up the term.
Ocular nerve, I think.
You punch straight through. You hear a cack from Regenkak, and he slides off of your blade to the ground, dead.
And I will just hold my ground, I guess.
Alright. So, seeing all of this, Crisis Oscar Lord on the bridge sees Helga is down in the water, sees you just stab straight through the eye of Regenkak, and he is going to turn tail and run. He is able to make it into the mouth of this, like the tunnel that you guys entered from, just to that point. Kolvik, it is back to you.
Alright, and then how far away is that mouth?
From where you stand, about 60 feet.
About 60 feet? Alright, I'm gonna, again, cast Hold Person on him before he runs out the door.
Alright, that's a wisdom save, right?
That is a wisdom.
Wisdom.
I believe so.
Get it in the chat so I know what the... And your DC save is, what is it, 14? 15?
That's correct.
14. Wisdom save critically failed.
He was running. He back to me? Yeah.
So you cast Hold Person across the distance, arm out like in a pinching fucking gesture like Darth Vader. He locks up and tumbles forward to the ground. Helga Eagle Chaser, on her turn, is able to stay afloat but drifts about 50 feet down down the river here. So she is now, will that be about 200 feet from the exit to this cavern in the water. Melvin, over to you.
Can I cast sleep on her?
Yes, you can. Do it.
That's exactly what you should do.
I mean, you want her to... you want to go to sleep in the water. With a total roll of 31, you have enough to put Helga to sleep.
He slowly drifts to...
You see off in the distance this flailing armored ranger stop struggling. And she disappears from view off in the distance, going towards the exit of this cave, asleep while floating.
Good night, sweet Helga.
You guys have exited combat. Crisis is the only person left. He has taken a lot of damage, and he is laying face down, held just on the other side of this bridge, just into the cavern that you entered from.
Good idea. Well, I'm going to take Plume with us, right?
So can we... How many times can you cast Revivify?
I don't have any more slots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you were going with that.
Wake up Plume, kill him again.
Maybe.
No, I'm actually going to Plume. That's who we have with me, right?
But Bloop.
Bloop. Oh, the Plume and Bloop.
How insulting.
I know. I just... But anyway, I'm going to...
They all look the same to you, huh?
I'm going to lift him up. Holy shit. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to lift him up with me. We're going to walk over to the paralyzed person because I'm not going to move. And I'm going to hold him up. I'm going to have... just forgot his name again.
Bloop?
Bloop. I keep trying to say Plume, but Bloop. I'm going to look at him and say, if you want, go ahead and push. Just
I
give
think
him
we
a
should call the crabs, and the crabs ate him.
but the crabs will be up there. Okay.
I mean, we need more crabs anyway, don't we?
Oh yeah, should we just cut them apart and?
You guys have plenty of crabs. I'm going to tell you that up front.
Do we need to give a blood sacrifice to this cube, do you think?
I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we started this all off, I really thought we were going to run a good campaign, but as we stray closer and closer to
We tried.
evil,
We've done.
Yeah, we tried to, put Lum at the top, and then
Yeah,
he
we
comes
took it
back.
easy on Lemon. He comes and tries to kill us.
And we
Yeah.
gave him yet a second chance to cool his jets,
And then they try to kill Bloop.
Yeah,
So no. Okay, yeah. We're gonna check this.
they didn't try. They killed Bloop.
Yep. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna lift this guy up and bring him over to the cube.
hold person, by the way, has a duration of 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So,
let's throw him
you-
in the water and be done with it.
You can dash across the bridge, get to him, but you're carrying Bloop. So you've only got him held for like another 20 seconds. You're not going to be able to get him all the way back to the other side.
Okay.
You could just cast it again, but then he gets another chance to make...
Nope. This one's for you, Bloop, and I'm just gonna go ahead and
No, wait. I gotta
hold him, and then
Just hold on. Let's I have web. Let's let him wake up, and then I'll cast web on him, and then we can just have the crabs eat him alive while he's stuck in the web.
Jesus Christ!
We gotta call crabs then. Let's just kill him and be done with it. Like, we're wasting a lot of time here.
No, let's call crabs,
All right.
okay. Yep. I'm gonna let him go. We're gonna back up.
and then I'm gonna cast web on him.
All right, put web out there so I can see again.
We're gonna light it on fire.
Destroy.
Well, that's our backup. I'll do that if I think he's had enough suffering after being eaten alive and everything.
Yeah, he's been awake this whole time, by the way. It's hold person, it's not sleep.
Oh, so you can hear us talking about
No, he
Same as Lum.
All right,
He
so...
says, "Jeez, I see what Lum was talking about. You guys are fucking nuts."
Before we go up, these guys are really crazy.
All right, so you throw him to the ground on the edge of this island, and thick, sticky webbing ropes all over him, clinging him to the ground. The hold person spell wears off, so he is immediately going to try and make a strength check to try and break free of these bonds. He fails. You guys are going to try and entice some crabs out?
Yeah.
Yep.
All three of us will make the call.
Yep.
Does he have anything to say for himself at this point?
He's looking pretty wild-eyed at you guys, and he starts begging for his life.
Should we have mercy?
No.
I don't know.
Last time we did that, they came back and tried to kill us.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, why should?
Mom told us it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take care of this.
I mean, why should we?
Yeah.
Why should we let you live?
He says, "I will disappear. You'll never see me again."
It's not really a reason why.
So what you're saying is, what's in it for me?
That's all he's got.
No,
He's
he's
got
got us
nothing.
in his ass. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah,
like,
we just need to end this.
Yep.
We look what we did. We let Lum live, and then that came back to let's learn from our lessons here.
17 on a performance roll. Calling out crabs.
That's a good one. Come on. This is just a matter of time.
No crabs joined. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have you guys, I'm just going to roll an alternating series of rolls here. You're able to imitate that call very well.
I want to cast even more webs on top of them.
You just keep webbing and webbing and webbing.
shooting hot, thick, sticky ropes.
Ropes of web.
It was never specified that it was hot.
I'm just assuming.
Just steamy hot ropes.
All right, so it's going to be an alternating succession of strength saves and calls for more crabs. The first strength save in an attempt to flee is a 4. Regrettably, Crisis does not succeed on that one. Roscoe attempts to summon again, and 2 crabs come from the water.
Run, guys.
Run. Yep. We'll
You
run
bolt
towards-
back to the cube. The screaming doesn't last very long. He didn't have a lot of hit points left after this battle. The crabs dine well tonight. They managed to easily slice their way with their pinching claws through the webs, and short work is made of crisis. Short work and a long meal.
How does Bloop feel watching all this unfold?
Bloop, let's see how Bloop feels about you guys. Bloop is fucking mortified.
Should have kept me dead.
Tell all your friends, too.
He might.
Well, he also saw that they were going to kill us, and we
Wait.
tried.
What do you mean, Bloop?
Oh, I wasn't speaking as Bloop.
Oh my god. I like Blue. No.
Here's what I'm going to have you do. If you guys want to convince Bloop that you're not fucking savages for just webbing a person to the beach and letting crabs eat him alive that you summoned, I'll let each of you make a persuasion roll.
Why do we want him to do that? Why not let the town think we're just crazy? And don't mess with
Well, because nobody will do business with us.
Yeah. I'm pretty anxious right now.
I know I'm not going to persuade him.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh.
With a
nice.
19, you pull Bloop aside in a very fatherly way. You know, that's the way that it had to happen, and gosh, it sure sucked that it went out like that, but the killing blow wasn't dealt by you guys, etc., etc.
Give him a hug.
They left us no choice.
Yeah. We gave him a way out.
So you guys see them starting to walk back, and Roscoe's got his arm around little Bloop's shoulders, and
Patting
Bloop kind of dusts off his vest and then kind of proudly straightens it. As he rejoins the group, he says, We sure overcame a lot of danger as a team together, huh, guys?
Yes,
sure
we did.
did.
Good job, Bloop.
Good job, Bloop.
Anything to loot off of those guys, by the way?
Yeah, let's check it out.
So you've got a fairly basic set of equipment between them. They didn't bring any money or anything like that.
What about a key, to their home? They're
Yeah.
not going to be needing that anymore.
There is going to be a...
Well, did Helga die, or might she just, pop up?
You
I don't
can't tell where that tunnel goes. I'm just going to tell you guys, there's no sense in drawing any suspense from it. That tunnel is you guys are 600 or 700 feet underground.
Yeah.
This is an underground river. It goes into the far side of a crevice, wall, and you put her to sleep.
Okay. So what are you saying?
And...
Let me summarize that briefly by saying she drowned and you'll never see her again.
Oh, okay.
Minus one adventuring team.
Very efficiently removed competition. So you guys are now on this island with your new buddy Ploob. God damn it.
What? They all look alike?
You guys are on this island with your new buddy Bloop. He's proudly straightening and dusting off his vest every now and again. He's making sure that the little blue ribbon that says #1 Bloop on it is straightened and arranged properly.
All of them should now be anagrams of Ploob and Bloop, Ooloop,
Poog.
Obloob, or Oploob.
Is the Lum's glaive any good to you?
No, it looks like it'd be a little bit heavy, especially if I have a sword. But it could be a sweet trophy.
None of their equipment is magical or blessed or anything like that, and their adventuring gear is approximately the same as yours. So here with them is nothing special. But yes, you do in fact find a copy of a key that is, you're going to guess, to their shop on the nicer side of town.
Yes.
Very nice.
And I do want the glaive to put on the wall back at the shop.
All right.
It's not a special glaive, but it was Lum's glaive.
Mm-hmm. Where's Lum at? I have no clue. Isn't that no more questions?
Don't pay any attention to that.
Pay no attention to the glaive behind the curtain. All right, the crabs have learned their lesson with you guys, and they don't want to get anywhere near you. You now have this gigantic cube on this gigantic island.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with this cube?
You got a portable hole with a bunch of crabs in it. Frozen crabs, by the way.
Vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed frozen crabs. So you've got some time now to leisurely investigate this cube. You can see as you get closer to the eastern face of this that it kind of looks like the outline of a door, about a 10 foot by 10 foot square where there's it's almost, You can see like a crack, but this crack has very obviously been not touched or moved or opened for a very long time because it's filled in with dust and a lot of plants and shit are growing in there. The surface of this cube, counting where you've burned away from it and where you've kind of cleared off some of the side, it's a stone, or at least as near as you can guess it's stone, but you can't really tell what the material is. One thing that you do notice, though, you can feel life. You have no other way of describing it. You can feel the energy of life coming off of this thing, and that's why you're guessing this thing and the island around it is just completely covered in vegetation that shouldn't be able to grow underground for the most part.
This cube is pregnant.
Some more cubes.
Bunch of little baby cubes.
Baby cube. So it's kind of
Oh my
like
god,
you said,
did you hear about Delilah? She gave birth to a rectangle.
Oh no. Can you imagine?
Shut it.
I will save you guys the trouble that you spend a bunch of time investigating this thing, and you can't find any way like into it. You're not really finding any markings or anything. The cube appears to be cut from like one giant stone. Aside from that little doorway or entrance, you can't really figure out a way to get into it. So there's just this giant, mysterious, life-pulsing energy cube underneath Andon.
Can we appeal to the death god? Exute, is that her name?
Exute is her name, yeah.
Maybe she knows something
I mean,
about life cubes.
maybe we should just try to fucking figure it out instead of...
Being superstitious heathens that appeal to gods.
Well, we haven't even tried anything.
So long we've been at it. The corpses are still fresh. I think we could put some blood on there and see if that does it. Maybe it does need a blood sacrifice.
Did you say there is a crack? We can see through the crack?
No, it's like a razor thin. You're just guessing that this is probably a doorway.
Okay.
Have
Well,
you tried
if we
stabbing it?
rest,
Well, let's
rest,
start clearing off the vegetation off of it. Do we see any signs, sigils, or anything like that?
Nope. The exterior of this thing is smooth as a perfect set of screw. Never mind.
if we rest,
Perfect balls.
we can change spells, correct?
If you do a full rest, you can change spells.
Because
We should anyway. I
we
have
can
9 HP.
I can change into stone shape, and that can make a passage through a wall as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. So we're not sure how thick this thing is, but if it's less than 5 feet, we can make a passage through.
Sounds
And
promising.
we should probably heal as well. So it's kind of just a 2 for 1.
Moscow's pretty fucked up right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty tapped, so I'm all for that.
All right. Can we make do and rest here?
Yeah. You guys can take a short or long rest whenever you want, by the way. You can attempt a short or long rest whenever you want.
We should attempt a long.
You attempt a long rest, and let's just check one thing. Yeah, you guys are lucky enough. The crabs have learned their lesson completely. They're not coming anywhere near you guys.
Neat.
You're able to successfully long rest. Go ahead and heal all the way up.
We got all our hit dice back.
Yes. Sorry, wait. Hit dice is a special rule. It's like you get 1 every long rest.
So I can't believe we killed all those guys.
Yeah, that pretty nuts. I thought we were gonna die by the crabs, and then that second thing happened.
None of them were really murders, I guess. Well, maybe the last one.
Murder crabs.
Yeah, that was more, insurance at that point.
Everybody was into the moment, kind of pack mentality.
As far as hit dice, by the way, the character also regains hit dice up to a number of dice equal to half the character's total number of them, minimum of 1. For example, if a character has 8 hit dice, he or she can regain 4 spent hit dice upon finishing a long rest.
Perfect.
So, one other piece for you guys is that that to really regain your stamina, your hit points, your spell slots, all the rest of those fun things, that normally takes about 8 hours of doing nothing more strenuous than sitting around, BSing, etc. After about 4 hours, you feel fully rested in this place.
Said it had healing properties. That sounds. I think I'm going to attempt that where that crack is, where there could be a door to do this stone shape. and see if that makes any difference on this thing.
So, like, by the transitive properties of murder, is like their house our house now? Or do we just gotta kind of rate
I think
it?
we have to talk to Aegis about that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we should steal things out of there before we talk to Aegis.
Absolutely. Nobody needs to know that we just murdered the entire Amazing Adventure friends.
Not at all.
Maybe they never need to know.
You get the impression that Aegis was not a huge fan of them. You know what? Let's have you guys each roll. Let's have you each roll insight.
21.
11.
19.
All right. Melvin, you're not as confident of this, but Kolvik and Roscoe, you guys are both certain that Aegis did not like the super amazing adventure friends. And if you told him that they were never going to come back, maybe not necessarily why or any details or any of the rest of that stuff, but that, you know, they weren't going to be around anymore and that all of your mutual problem is now solved, he'd probably be okay with it.
All right.
Maybe even happy.
Good. Maybe even happy. He's definitely not somebody that mucks about with anything but the best. And, well, living between the two definitely implies best. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
Hmm.
So, to go back to your stone shape, it does not have any effect on this thing.
Well, damn it.
And just so you're aware of this, like I said, it seems like stone, but it's mostly because you can't tell what it is, and stone is like the closest analogy you can make.
Yep.
Like it kind of feels like stone, it's about as hard as stone, but it's just not really stone.
Well, that's what I had up my sleeve. I don't think we can really find anything else out of it right now.
I'm gonna try yelling at it.
What are you going to yell at it?
Hey, stone! Hey,
Open!
do something!
You hear a sleepy voice say, "Whoa, who's that?" No.
I can't believe that worked.
After all the carnage and everything else, that's what wakes it up. No, you get no response from the stone.
And we've touched it, right?
Mm-hmm. All three of you by now.
Have we looked all around the whole island?
You have. It's really featureless aside from this cube and the nature and whatnot. And Melvin, we'll say this: if you've got something you want to try, I'll give you one last crack at it.
Yeah, I like to touch it with my wiener.
You. Do you want to touch like the door, the side, I mean,
Doesn't matter.
narrate the flow of events here for me.
I'm just gonna kind of walk up, pretend like I'm putting, like feeling the side of the cube, but really I'm just trying to get my wiener out to just put it on it.
Like you pretend you're maybe listening, you put
Yeah.
an ear up
Yeah.
against it, and you just touch tip.
Mm-hmm.
It feels a little cool to the touch. Gentle piece of moss there, and nothing happens.
No vibrations?
No.
No, nary a stirring.
Do you think if we put a lum on it, he'll come back to life?
Do I feel like there's anything magical about this cube?
You can feel this powerful aura of life. I wouldn't describe it specifically as magical, but it has a very similar feeling to, what the fuck was that? There was something that you guys felt like a divine presence. What the fuck was that?
It was inside the chambers, like the first time we blacked out and went into a thing where, like, you can sense a divine presence.
Yes. Okay. So what you can feel from this isn't magical, but it reminds you in a way of the feeling you got in that little like mini dungeon, for lack of a better word, that Exude took you through. Episode 22. She just drifted away. was released on March 25th, 2018. Join us again next week for another episode of The Very Good Adventuring Team.